Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my videos. Want to give you some news on Jude Bellingham. Also gonna be giving you an update on Marcel Sabitzer. So I'll start with Jude Bellingham. So Manchester United's move for Jude Bellingham is back on. After joining three rivals in the race. Liverpool, Man City and Real Madrid are in for him. Borussia Dortmund have revealed their price tag for Jude Bellingham. It's 132 million. Jude Bellingham has been at Borussia Dortmund since 2020. He's made 81 appearances in La Liga and scored around 8 goals. He has 10 goals this season. He's under contract with Borussia Dortmund until 2025. I heard that Borussia Dortmund had opened talks over a new contract for Jude Bellingham. They were looking to double his wages to £180,000 a week. At the moment, he earns £90,000 a week. We revert back to last month, it did say that Bellingham would reject that contract offer. Borussia Dortmund got Jude Bellingham from Birmingham City for an initial fee of 25 million. At the time became the most expensive 17-year-old in history. Borussia Dortmund have lost good players. Don't forget they lost Erling Haaland to Man City. They lost Robert Lewandowski. Lost Ousmane Dembele around 3 or 4 years ago. Lost Jadon Sancho to Man United back in 2021. A lot of years ago, lost Shinji Kagawa as well. So there you go. So now I'll move on to Marcel Sabitzer. So Man United could sign Marcel Sabitzer on a permanent basis at the end of the season. That's according to his agent. At the moment, Man United have got Marcel Sabitzer on loan until the end of the season. It did say there's no option or obligation to buy. Man United got him from Bayern Munich. He's really made an impact since he come in. Don't forget Sabitzer missed the first leg against Barcelona at the new camp because of suspension. It recently said, by the way, Man United not planning huge summer spending, even if Qatari takeover bid is successful. And Man United share price drops after Glazer news. Now it's saying the Glazers could stay at Manchester United. A US hedge fund have offered financial backing for the Glazers to remain owners. In November last year, the Glazers announced that the club was up for sale, and since then Man United have had a lot of interest. Like I said, we've got to get the Glazers out of the club because they've been a massive issue at the club for such a long time, and that explains why United fans have been protesting against the Glazers. The Glazers have owned the club for 18 years. The Glazers purchased the club for around 790 million back in 2005. The Glazers will not accept any less than 6 billion to sell Man United. But yeah, there has been a lot of rumours about the Qatari investors taking over. I believe they've offered around 5 billion. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's been interested for such a long time. You know, he's Britain's richest man. He's the chairman of Ineos. But hopefully, by Easter or by the summer transfer window, the Glazers would have sold the club. Erik ten Hag, you know, he's doing a really good job as Manchester United manager. He's our best manager since Ferguson. But the thing that's frustrated me is that it's took Man United a good, 7-8 years at least to find the correct manager. You know, Ten Hag, you can see the progress he's made. You know, he's got us to the Carabao Cup final. We play the final against Newcastle this weekend. Man United are looking to end the trophy drought. Man United have not won a trophy for 6 years. You know, Ten Hag's made it clear that he wants a trophy. You know, Ten Hag's got us to the 5th round of the FA Cup, where we'll be playing West Ham. You know, he's got us up to 3rd in the league. Revert back to the start of this season, I did say Ten Hag's expectations this season would be to get Man United a top 4 finish. You know, we are in the title race. After the 3-0 win against Leicester, Ten Hag mentioned that Man United were rubbish to start, but he did insist he's not thinking about the title race. You know, Man United have not won the Premier League since 2013. That's 10 years ago now. And, you know, if Man United can beat Barcelona tonight, you know, I think Man United can go on to win the Europa League. Ten Hag has made signings. Revert back to January, he brought 3 players in on loan. That was Marcel Sabitzer, Weghorst and Jack Butland. Unfortunately, he didn't make a permanent signing in January. Revert back to last summer, he brought the likes of Terrell Malaysia in, Casemiro, Anthony, Christian Eriksen, Martinez and Dubravka. Erik ten Hag has spent over 200 million as Manchester United manager. He has enjoyed 2 transfer windows at the club so far. So the summer transfer window this year will be his 3rd transfer window as United manager. And like I've said, in the summer he'll look to make more signings, he'll look to get rid of more players. You know, Ten Hag's already got rid of a lot of players at Man United. You know, this year we saw Dishon Bernard go out on loan to Portsmouth. Tuanzebe went out on loan to Stoke. Sholo Shortai went out on loan to Bolton. Charlie Savage went out on loan to Forest Green. Last year, don't forget Ronaldo got sacked by the club. Ronaldo's obviously in Saudi Arabia playing for Al Nassr. Cavani and Mata left on free transfers. Lingard left on a free to go to Forest. Pogba and Matic left on free transfers. Pogba went back to Juventus and Matic went to Roma. So he's been having a reunion with Mourinho. Ten Hag sold James Garner to Everton, sold Andres Pereira to Fulham. He loaned Alex Telles out to Sevilla, loaned Eric Bailly out to Marseille. loaned Dean Henderson out to Nottingham Forest. Lee Grant left the club. So they're a lot of the players that Erik ten Hag has got rid of. Erik ten Hag has been the Manchester United manager for around 10 months. He got appointed in as the United manager in April last year. He is under contract with Man United until 2025. Ten Hag was the one that replaced Ralf Rangnick. A while ago, don't forget, Ten Hag got named Premier League Manager of the Month. Don't forget, Ten Hag was the one that recommended Mitchell van der Gaag and Steve McLaren in at Man United. Revert back to when Erik ten Hag was at Ajax, though. He did very well because he won Eredivisie titles, he won Dutch Cups. Back in 2019, guided Ajax to the Champions League semi-finals. And before, he's managed the likes of Utrecht, Bayern Munich's reserves and Go Ahead Eagles. But like I've said, he's our 5th permanent manager since Ferguson. You know, the managers that have gone since Ferguson, obviously Ferguson had Moyes. We sacked him after like 8 or 9 months. He only enjoyed a short managerial tenure at the club. After that, we had Louis van Gaal. We sacked him after like 2 years. We did win the FA Cup under him. After that, I had Jose Mourinho. Sacked him after like 2.5 years. He enjoyed one good season at Man United, Mourinho, because he won 3 trophies in his first season, but weren't good in his second season. And plus, Mourinho had bad disputes with the board and bad disputes with the top players, and that played a big part in him getting the sack in the end. After that, you know, we had Solskjaer. We sacked him in November 2021, so he was in charge of Man United for almost 3 years. Solskjaer, you know, obviously did well when he first came in as the interim manager. When he got the job permanently, went downhill, but we still had good periods under him when he was the permanent manager. Don't forget, Solskjaer got us to semi-finals, got us to Europa League final. In his first full season as United manager, got us a 3rd place finish. In his second season, got us a 2nd place finish. That season, though, finished way behind Man City. And after that, obviously, had Ralf Rangnick. You know, he was Man United's interim manager for around 5 months. Don't forget, at one point, we had Ryan Giggs as well. He was in charge for just 4 games. That was actually after Moyes got sacked. We had Carrick as well after like 3 games. That's obviously when Ole got sacked. You know, it's going to be hard for anyone to replicate what Ferguson did at the club. Alex Ferguson is the greatest manager of all time. He brought success to Manchester United. He won 30 odd trophies, including 13 Premier League titles. But he didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United. Alex Ferguson was the United manager for around 26 years. So reflecting on that, he was a very long-serving manager. Ferguson retired 10 years ago. By the way, not so long ago, Erik ten Hag and Alex Ferguson had dinner. But in the last 10 years or so, Man United have spent over £1 billion. The players I think we need to get rid of in the summer. We need to get rid of Harry Maguire. Well, not so long ago it said that Harry Maguire was up for sale. He said Harry Maguire will lose Man United 40 million if he leaves in the summer as expected. So willing to accept 40 million for him. Obviously Man United paid 80 million for Maguire from Leicester back in the summer of 2019. Definitely overpaid for him. When Maguire officially signed for the club, he signed a 6-year contract. He's been out of an injury as Maguire, but I think he's now back. But he's not one of our first choice centre-halves. He hasn't been first choice since the arrival of Lisandro Martinez. Yeah, we've got to get rid of Dean Henson permanently in the summer, which I think we're going to do anyway. You know, he's out on loan at Forest at the moment. Henderson didn't really get enough opportunities at Man United. I think he needs to get rid of Tellez permanently, which I think he's going to do. Tellez is out on loan with Sevilla at the moment. You know, Tellez, when he was at Man United, endured a very difficult time. You know, got nowhere near as many opportunities as he should have done. He was behind the likes of Luke Shaw and that. And certainly won't be able to come back to United now because we've got Luke Shaw and Terrell Malacia. They're our left backs. Man United did get Tellez from Porto. I think he needs to get rid of Bailly permanently, Ten Hag, and he will do. Bailly's out on loan with Marseille at the moment. I liked Bailly when he was at Man United. He was a very good centre-half, but wasn't really first choice, and he's injury prone, which is a concern. And he certainly won't be able to come back to United now because he won't get in. Because obviously you've got Varane and Martinez who are first choice centre-halves. You've got Maguire and Lindelof that are our backup centre-halves, so Bailly wouldn't get in now. Man United got Bailly from Villarreal back in 2016 for 30 million. Phil Jones, Ten Hag should be getting rid of him in the summer as well. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I think he should leave in the summer. He's not our first choice right back, Diego Dalot. Bissaka's played a lot of games this season because obviously Dalot's had a couple of injuries. Scott McTominay, Man United are willing to listen to offers for him. I think Man United want around 30 million, is it, for Scott McTominay? You know, he's not one of our first choice centre midfielders. He hasn't been first choice since the arrivals of Casemiro and Eriksen. Before they came in though, McTominay was first choice. You know, he was always starting alongside Fred in the centre midfield. McTominay's just come back from a knock. You know, he came on in the 3-0 win against Leicester. Tuanzebe, we'll get rid of him permanently as well. He's out on loan with Stoke. He joined Stoke on loan back in January, didn't he? Brandon Williams, he's another one as well. Don't forget last season he was out on loan with Norwich. I think we should get rid of Anthony Elanga in the summer. He don't really get in the team, does he? Since Garnacho risen up the ranks and got into the senior squad, Elanga's found game time difficult. Revert back towards the end of January, Elanga received like 10 offers. Anthony Martial, I think he'll be going in the summer. He said the other week that Erik Ten Hag has put Anthony Martial up for sale. Martial hasn't played a lot of football this season because he has been hampered with injuries. Martial, you know, he's under contract with Man United till 2024, so his contract expires next year. He's been at Man United since 2015. Man United got him from Monaco. So he's been at United around 7.5 years. Last season, Martial was out on loan with Sevilla. Van der Beek, I can see him leaving in the summer as well. He needs to leave in the summer. He's a squad player, doesn't get in the team. Plus can't play for the rest of the season anyway because he's out with a knee injury. Man United did get Van der Beek from Ajax. Last season, he was out on loan with Everton. So I think in the summer, at least 6 players are going to be leaving. Now, as you all know, tonight Manchester United play Barcelona at Old Trafford in the Europa League round of 32 second leg. Erik Ten Hag has confirmed that Harry Maguire and Antony are expected to be available. Obviously, we've got Eriksen out, he's out with an ankle injury until April or early May. Van der Beek's out for the rest of the season. Martial is still injured. We've got Martinez and Sabitzer back though. Like I said, they were suspended for the first leg at the new camp. Manchester United are coming into this game against Barcelona on the back of a 3-0 win against Leicester at Old Trafford. Reflecting on that win against Leicester, Man United closed the gap. 3 points behind City, 5 points behind Arsenal. And in the end, Man United ran riot against Leicester. But we started the game poorly. I thought Leicester started very brightly. They had their chances. De Gea made a couple of saves to deny Iheanacho and Harvey Barnes. But like I say, as soon as we got that first goal, we took control. Rashford got a brace against Leicester. Rashford's first goal was against the run of play. It was a good pass from Fernandes to pick out Rashford, and Rashford's second goal was checked by VAR. VAR were checking for the possible offside, but VAR quickly confirmed he was just onside. What a season Rashford is enduring. Rashford has got 24 goals in all competitions this season. This is the best season as a United player without a doubt, and not so long ago Ten Hag mentioned he's one of the best in Europe. Manchester United's third goal against Leicester came from Sancho. He came off the bench. Sancho scored from close range. It was good team play. Sancho, don't forget, came off the bench and rescued a point for Man United against Leeds at Old Trafford. That was on his Premier League return after nearly 4 months out. It's good to see Sancho back in the team, because he missed a lot of football this season. After the game against Leicester, Ten Hag mentioned that Sancho's heading in the right direction. So there were the goals. Bruno Fernandes got 2 assists in the game. Like I said, Fernandes looks a far superior player without Ronaldo there. And Fred got an assist in the game. Weghorst missed a sitter against Leicester, should have scored. Delors had a very good opportunity. Martinez had a good chance to score his second goal for the club. He hit the crossbar. Manchester United drew the first leg with Barcelona 2-2 at the new camp. That was a good draw for Man United. Just found out not so long ago that away goals do not count anymore. I still actually thought they did. But yeah, still good to get a 2-2 draw at the new camp. It was a good game of football, the first leg. Both teams played well. Both teams had their chances. Rashford, he did score for Man United in the first leg, but he should have had more than the 1 goal because he had other shots in the game. Weghorst had a good chance as well in that first half, in the first leg, should have scored. Casemiro had a chance, Fred had a chance. Barcelona's chances, Lewandowski had a good chance. Jordi Alba had a good chance. Rafinha definitely had a very good headed chance. De Gea produced some good saves in the game. Jules Koundé obviously scored an own goal. That was Man United's second goal in the first leg. Jules Koundé, I thought, should have been sent off in that first leg for that foul he committed on Marcus Rashford. Erik Ten Hag was angry that Man United were denied a clear penalty, and he mentioned that Jules Koundé should have been given a red card, so really shouldn't be playing in this second leg. Rafinha, he scored one of Barcelona's goals. I thought he was Barcelona's best player in that first leg. And Marcos Alonso scored for Barcelona from a corner. He headed it in at the back post. It came from Rafinha's corner. Good news is that in the first leg, Pedri went off injured, so he's likely to miss the second leg tonight. And Gavi is suspended for Barcelona. Barcelona won their last game against Cadiz 2-0. The top of La Liga, they've only lost one game this season. Barcelona are good. Got a decent manager in Xavi Hernandez. They've got good players. They've got the likes of Ansu Fati, who Man United have been tentatively linked with, Ferran Torres, who they got from Man City, Robert Lewandowski, former Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich player. Ousmane Dembele is a good young player, but he's too injury prone at Barcelona. He missed the first leg, he's going to miss the second leg through injury. Barca got him from Dortmund in a deal worth 135 million, with add-ons included. Rafinha as well, like I said, he's very good. Barcelona got him from Leeds for around 30 million. Pedri is good, key player. I'm glad he's missing tonight. Gavi. Frenkie de Jong. Don't forget he's been a long-term target for Man United. At one point, he was Man United's #1 target, because Eric Ten Hag was keen on a reunion with the player. Barca got Frenkie de Jong from Ajax in a deal worth 65 million. Sergio Roberto, I like him. Jordi Alba's a good fullback. Jules Koundé, Barcelona got him from Sevilla. So yeah, they're a lot of the players Barcelona do have. And Barcelona, like I've said, they've got an ecstatic stadium. The new camp, it holds 100,000 fans. Next season, not going to be playing at the new camp because the new camp is having a revamp. They're looking to increase the capacity to around 140,000. But Barcelona, I say they're good, but they're not as good as they used to be. Since they lost Messi and Neymar, they haven't been the same team. Messi went to PSG from Barca, so too did Neymar. Neymar's the most expensive player in the world at the moment. £200 million, I think it was, the deal at the time. Then they've lost other players, Barcelona. Lost Suarez, Junior Firpo, Bellerin, Coutinho. Well, he was poor at Barcelona anyway. They lost Griezmann. Lost Victor Valdez a long time ago. So there you go. So now guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless.